Let's do this one more time. Welcome to week 2 of the Clio Cup SoF League here from Snetterton. We have split 4 action in store for you today. The second time ever that we have 4 splits for the SoF time slot, and it is the second time this season. Isn't this lovely? Last time Marcin Rejewski won in front of Nick Bayer and Jason Humphrey. Jason Humphrey we have seen in split 3 yesterday. Nick Bayer is not driving today, and the winner of last race, Mr. Rejewski, he is participating as well. So can he repeat? Can he show that he belongs in split 3? This and many more questions we will find out, and maybe the starting grid will give us maybe not an answer, but a clue. So let's take a look. And there we have it, our last week split 4 winner also on pole position this time, and the lights, they are turning red, which means we are about to go green, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, someone is not starting. Hello, good morning, race has started. Hello, what takes you so long? Oh, well, okay, welcome to split 4. I have one car in the pit, one now starting. Good morning. Morning. Hope you had a nice little nap there. Okay, we are racing. This was a bit unexpected. And let's take a look. Oh, there's already a big gap between P3 and P4. Richard Nichols. And then Owen Chapman. Big gap for them to P1 and 2. First time into turn 4, Jacob Bell behind Daniel Bouchard. Oh, someone going wider. This was Jordan Hoffman. Yeah, that first corner, but turn 4 is ay. Oh, Emra Bayram going super wide against Owen Chapman. Will he get something done though? A lot of action, but this is to be expected from split 4. The Ruffians. I like the name. I like it. Shouldn't get boring. A few go. Oh, Paul, watch out, not too far to the left. Ooh, the car already looks a bit rough. You get it? Ruffians, haha. But yeah, welcome. Split 4 all officially on the way. Rejewski, Vasily Tudor, Richard Nichols. These are the top 3. Andrew Hart-Pinto and Jacob Bell looks to the inside for turn 4 again. Brakes later. Oh, there was a little bit of a movement here from the car. I'm not sure if he sticks it. He sticked it. Okay. Thought there was a bit of a movement from the car in terms of maybe getting out of control, but he nailed it. He is now in P6. Overtook Andrew Hart-Pinto. Yeah, oh, this is not fine, and Hart-Pinto says thank you. This is mine once again. If you take a look, first at this battle, of course, but I was actually talking about the minimap. Marcin Rejewski is already off to the races, 3 seconds in front of Vasile Tudor. Here we have Paul Remnant and Louis Benny to turn 1. And yeah, fine, still fighting as they should. Down to turn 2, who breaks later? Remnant, but this is the danger of this corner. If you brake a bit later and give just 1 or 2% more in terms of brake power, you are going somewhere but not the intended route. Trust me, I speak from experience. Yeah, like I said, Rejewski already almost a 3-second gap. He won last week's race with dominance. So I said it last week and I will say it this week again. At least after these first 4 minutes. I was just looking at the car for a moment once, sorry. I talked about this in Split 3, that this team, which I still don't know the name of, because I record Split 3 and Split 4 back to back, some of them were so nice to put their names on the car, which makes it a little bit easier for me. Thank you very much. But back to Rejewski. He, I said it last week, I will say it this week. Pace-wise, he is not a Split 4 driver. This is already clear. Last week, pole, fastest lap, dominant win. This week, pole, so far dominant, so far the fastest lap. So this is a driver, I believe, that has potential for more. We have seen a few drivers of that last season that started in Split 3, which is now Split 4 for these early parts of the season, because last season we didn't have a Split 4. This is a new thing, thanks to the participation. But yeah, we had a few of them that come to mind. I think of Jack Davies, James Steer, Maddie Sinclair, myself, a little bit of a lockup for Hart Pinto. And here we have a battle for P3. Bayram and Vasile Tudor. And Bayram is through. He is now in P3. Does Garcia and Hart Pinto do the same? Fine. So yeah, it will be interesting to see as the season goes on, which drivers will appear more and more in higher splits than they started. That was not so lovely for Carlos Garcia, losing a position to Andrew Hart Pinto. And yeah, for this category of drivers that start on a lower help me, split, and as the season goes on will appear in a higher split. He's one of the names I think of, because so far I like what I see. Already 6.5 seconds in the lead. Yeah, it's his race to lose, as I like to call it. His race to lose. We are at the 7-minute mark, and we have a bit of a group there for P2. Tudor, Nichols, Bayram within a second. Then Owen Chapman driving a bit on his own. And then, yeah, it's pretty spread out. 8 and 9 are pretty close together. But, ooh, that was not so fine from Bayram. Lost a ton of time and even a position to Owen Chapman. So Owen Chapman now in P4 and Bayram in P5. Yeah, but this is to be expected, of course. The ratings are lower. There is probably a bigger divide between in terms of raw speed and number of mistakes. I mean, you see how conservative Aaron Williams was through that corner. It was super conservative. But hey, as long as you don't make a mistake and stay on the track, that's something. This is something. And oh, I just noticed this Carlos Garcia has an iRating of 165. Goodness gracious, he would make a lot if he stays there. 165. I don't know if I like this way of defending, but Aaron Williams, he is super conservative. Super conservative. Maybe too hesitant, has not the trust in the car. But he gets past Carlos Garcia, who tries the switchback. Look, look, look. 165 iRating doesn't mean that you can't have a battle. Which worries me more than the 165 is the safety rating, though, I have to be honest. But so far, now Williams, he is super careful. Oh, Garcia. Almost collecting Sebastian Müller there. Sebastian Müller with the baby blue car. I believe it was he that told me that he drives this livery because it's the favorite kids show of his child. I believe he said it's the favorite kid show of his son, which is why he's driving it. If I get this right, I think this is a nice story. Really, really nice. And which is also nice is that we have a battle for P2, Vasil Tudor, Richard Nichols, who drives out of Vanuatu. Was it Vanuatu? No, it wasn't Vanuatu. It was some island nation from Oceania. Tuvalu! It was Tuvalu! But if he's actually from Tuvalu, you decide. You decide. But yeah, of course, the lower we get in terms of iRating, the more mistakes we see, mistakes that you don't see in top split or second split. But it is a learning experience, that's for sure, for many of them. I mean, Vasily Tudor, he was in a few SoF races so far. I believe 4 or 5. Somewhere around that. But if we take just raw speed, not particularly racecraft like fighting, defending, Marcin Rejewski is clearly one split too low in terms of participation. Maybe things would change if he was suddenly in a race where he's in P10 in a pack racing situation. Maybe then mistakes would happen, but as it is right now, just from raw speed alone, he's a split 3 driver at the very least. At the very least. There is potential for split 2 there. Scouting Eye Patrick says so. Meanwhile, Tudor, oh, that curb. Nichols, maybe he gets a chance. And Carlos Garcia, the 165 drive. Nah, he's just blinking. And Nichols is through. Tough battle with Vasil Tudor, which helps Owen Chapman to come a bit closer. The gap is down to 1.5, and I think once it updates, this is less than 1.5. Yep. 0.7. And it's getting smaller and smaller. Müller. He is fighting against conservative Aaron Williams. I'm curious to know if it's conservative just to be safe, no trust in the car, just learning overall. Would be interesting to know. Müller turns in. I hope there was enough gap for Aaron Williams. We didn't see it from this camera angle, but nobody is in the grass, everything is on the car as it should be, so it was probably fine. Paul Remnant, he is in dead last. Unlucky race for a driver. According to his iRating, that should be higher up. I think there has been a few incidents for him, which caused him to drop to P13. Williams going wide there in turn 5. So does Carlos Garcia. We have seen that a few times by now. And Chapman is past Tudor. Oh, and Chapman is past Vasily Tudor. And according to the minimap, I would assume, as we didn't saw it, that Vasily Tudor went wide in turn 8. And Chapman was able to capitalize because he lost a lot of ground there. So Tudor, as the race went on, dropping down from 2 to 3 to 4. Good thing for him, the gap to Emrah Bayram is huge. Meanwhile, Remnant and Bouchard. This is a late move. This is a late reactionary move. I don't like to see that. That was a super late reactionary move, which should not be the case. You are allowed to defend once, but this was clearly a reactionary move. Not a fan. Not a fan. We are jumping to Luis Benny and Sebastian Müller. This is for P8. Into turn 4. Benny stays behind. Race almost done, because Marcin Rejewski is winning with 11 seconds of a gap. Total domination. Congratulations. Like I said last week, you deserve to be in a higher split than split 4. Richard Nichols, Owen Chapman, Vasily Tudor also across the finish line. Then we wait for quite a big of a pack from P5 to P9. Here they are, Bayram, Jacob Bell super close. And all the others slowly finishing the race. We are waiting for the last few drivers to cross the finish line. And here they are, Daniel Bouchard and Paul Remnant. So yeah, this was split 4. Of course, quite a bit of a different race than the other 3 races, but I think it's valuable to show them nevertheless. And like I said, I repeat myself, Marcin Rejewski, little diamond in the rough? Maybe? Curious to hear what you think about that. But split 4 is done, so let's, for the last time this week, let's jump to the standings to see how our ruffians performed in terms of the overall championship. We are back at the standings, and after winning 2 split 4 races out of 2, it's pretty easy, as we are usually focused on the drivers that are in the race that is broadcasted here. We take a look at the split 4 drivers, and as he has won 2 races, we have to look out for Marcin Rejewski. Where is he? Yeah, it's split 4 sadly, which costs in terms of points and how the point system works. I will not go into this every single week. My mind is pretty clear about it, and my opinion is known. There he is, Marcin Rejewski, 27-28, 2 split 4 wins, and he is in P36. And yeah, 27-28, performing nicely. Richard Nichols, he is in 39. We have seen him in this race as well. Sebastian Müller, Aaron Williams are other two. Paul Remnant also here in split 4. And yeah, these are the official standings in terms for the split 4 drivers we have seen today. And now let's take at the split 4 championship, which I'm so happy that we, even if it's more work for me, that we have a 4 split second time in a row. I think I somewhat butchered the English language in the last few seconds. I don't mind, it's too late for it anyway. And if we take a look, surprise, the guy who won 2 races out of 2 is leading with recording back-to-back broadcasts is taking a toll on me. Yeah, but he has a big lead in front of Richard Nichols, who has a P4 and a P2 in split 4. And Sebastian Müller is in P3, mostly because A, he drove both races, which is just 1 out of 4 if I see it correctly. Yeah, I think so. And yeah, 2 consistent point finishes, so to speak. Aaron Williams is the 4th driver that has driven both races in split 4 this season. 28 drivers we have seen in a split 4 race thus far, but the season is young. Week 2 is over, but we have 10 more weeks ahead of us, and I'm looking forward to it. Next week we are in Silverstone on a smaller layout, not the Grand Prix layout, it's a smaller layout. Will be interesting to see how the Clio will perform there. For this week we are done. 4 splits, 4 races, 4 broadcasts. My voice is down, the English language and I no longer compute. So let's finish it with a few highlights, and then I hope to see you next week.